early stages of military operations.
Constitute an axis of evil.
It was the government of the United States.
Assalamualaikum. Hi guys, welcome back to our channel, and today my group and I will be vlogging about foreign policy between Iran and United States. My name is Nur Shafika binti Masrum, and I will explain what is foreign policy. So, foreign policy are the strategies that governments use to guide their actions towards other states. The foreign policy process is the set of procedures and structures that states use to arrive at foreign policy decisions and to implement them. Next, the history of the relationship between Iran and United States. The relationship between Iran and United States can be seen starting the December of 1856 when Iran and America signed an agreement of trade and friendship which officially expressed a good understanding that has continued and continued. At that time, America was so flattered by Iran as a whole. America's cooperation and involvement was well received in Iran because at that time, Iran was trying to withstand British and Russian pressure on its territorial integrity. What began as economic agreement between the two countries in 1856 eventually led to the establishment of formal diplomatic relations between the opening of the United States diplomatic mission in Tehran in 1883 and the first Iranian representative arriving in Washington in 1888. The good relationship between Iran and America remained for some time. America's success is not interfering with Iran's internal affairs, is increasing Iran's trust in America. After the First World War, Iran experienced economic decline, and at the same time, the rulers, including the Iranian monarchy, wanted to strengthen their influence in the region. The Iranian government is trying to attract foreign investment to help boost Iran's economy. Iran sees the most suitable commodity and can provide the best incentive is oil. However, the British, through previous agreements, had obtained oil concessions that were completely biased and in their favor, as Iran's financial sector is once again in disarray. Tehran is asking Washington to assist in recommending individuals to serve as the country's financial advisors.
My name is Hani Zafira, and I will elaborate on the issues between USA and Iran. The first issue is economic sanction. America puts on economic sanctions on Iran because of the following hostage crisis, and then American put pressure on Iran because it serves two purposes. The first purpose is to prevent the rise of Islam and to prevent Islam influence the other country. Second purpose, to re-establish the American influence in Iran through the use of pro-Western client government. So guys, the second issue is terrorism. USA labeled Iran as a state sponsor of terrorism because Tehran continues to fund jihadist group fighting Israel such as Hamas, Islamic Jihad, and even Hezbollah in Lebanon. So guys, this is the last issue between USA and Iran, which is a nuclear program. So Iran started this nuclear program with help of US around 1950, but eventually Iran government suspended the program for a while and restarted it again with shaky support from Western country. And USA stated that Iran wanted to make this nuclear program again because they want to make a bomb atom. But again, Iran denied that statement and said that we wanted to do this nuclear program because we want to generate electricity to our society. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurani Binti Syamsuddin, and now I will continue with my part, which is discussing the interactor involved in the issue of US and Iran. Interactor, or specifically known as an international actor, can be defined as an actor who are participating in or promoting the matters regarding the international relation. It involves the participation of the state or non-state actor. Basically, state actors are representing on the behalf of the government, and international government, meanwhile, non-governmental or non-state government members are to be categorized as a non-state actor, where the participation of them basically based on voluntary. Generally, the function of intergovernmental actor is to act as a part of the body responsible to create the space and opportunity for world inhabitants to integrate together in order to achieve peace and security, also directly handle the economy and social questionnaire. In part of a non-state government are usually more likely to promote their shared interests and ideas in order to influence the policy state, including the foreign policy issue. According to the United States and Iran foreign policy, both of these international actors within the country are interconnected in dealing the matters related to the international affair. The role of head government or state in international affairs was important as a chief executive officer of state to ensure the effectiveness of policy or foreign policy run well. In other hand, the United Nations under the government was run their role as a booster for solving the issue relating the humanitarian and security issue occur. Other actor involved is a North Atlantic Territory Organization, or be known as NATO, or in other words is military cooperation which representing a system of collective defense wherein participating the state consents to engage in a self-defense in the event of an attack from a third party. Furthermore, the non-state intergovernmental actor involved in this case of US and Iran are Armed Control Association. Armed Control Association is an active thinking body in armed control. Usually, this Armed Control Association is based in the United States, where the organization was built up in 1971 with the objective to promote the understanding to the public and effective support to armed control policy. And last but not least, the non-state governmental actor involved is Democracy Alliance. Democracy Alliance supported the Iran deal, where this is because the alliance itself originally be an organization where emphasizing the securing of democracy.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Siti Najih Hamid Juari. So I would like to talk about the implication of US-Iran conflict. So the first one is I would like to talk about the disadvantages. So the first disadvantages is the effect of tensions between the United States and Iran on Malaysia. The interaction of nations and people in the subject of international politics. In a competitive and anarchic international system, only powerful nations can survive, and each nation will work to protect and advance its own national interests. A conflict of crisis involving two or more nations that are physically removed from Malaysia will have direct impact on the nation politics, foreign policy, economy, and global trade. Thus, economic problems and inflation for the country that lead to social problem and domestic tensions. Therefore, international factors greatly influence the country that are in the international system, and systematic factors are the most important factors that influence action and situation that occur to other countries. Okay, next, the second disadvantages of United States and Iran conflicts is Iran and America lies are becoming more complicated and heated. Iran and the United States of America frequently suffer up and downs in their relationship, which has an unintended impact on the geopolitical and strategic environment throughout the world. This is due to the United States' strong military capabilities, which include domination on land, in the air, and at the sea. As we can see, the 1979 Iranian Revolution was the result of a history of hostility between these two nations. Due to this, there is also an international issue that has been identified by the United States and considers Iran as a country that is an axis of terrorism during the era when the Iran attempted to develop its nuclear technology and was at the time subject to American economic sanctions. The United States felt challenges. Then I would like to talk about the advantages. So the first advantages is Iranian assistance from Russia to resolve the US-Iran dispute. Russia and Iran frequently build friendly ties and work together, notably on military projects. Russia is a nation that cares about supporting Iran in the event of conflict with the United States. One indication of Russia's cooperation is the fact that it used Russian satellites to launch missiles against the American base in Iraq, and it thought that 17 of 19 Iranian ballistic missiles were successfully in hitting target just a few hundred kilometers from the Iranian border. Russia and Iran are working together to build nuclear power plants. So this has demonstrated just how close these two nations are to one another. Okay, lastly, the second advantages is the Iranian government's tenacity in the face of United States threat. In a budget intended to overcome the punishing US trade ban, Iran is no longer dependent on oil income. Iran's operation is selling crude oil overseas have contributed to its economic issues. Therefore, this has proven that Iran has its own way and good influence with other countries in developing or stabilizing their country's economy. That's all for me.
Hello everyone, my name is Nur Shahila binti Jaafar.
The first recommendation to solve the economic sanction issue in international relations between Iran and United States is
there is
Iran
no important law
policymakers
that
should utilize
dictates the
full range
state
of
action.
economic
Iran
instruments
has
available.
constructed
For
two
example, the
rules.
United States policymakers and Iran
Self-conception.
policymakers
Iran
can
is a
start
nation that
discussing
has
the
decided to
economic
achieve the
sanction
nuclear
problem.
power
They need to
peacefully.
start
It
dealing
is
with the
because
issue that
Iran
can
can prefer
benefit
to
both
generate
states.
electricity
Iran
from
can
nuclear
introduce
power
the
in
analytical
order to
hierarchical
develop
process
economics
in
of
their
Iran.
decision making to United States. The
Instigator,
negotiation
the
can be
perspective
started
of
from
the
supporting
Western,
each other
a nation
economic,
that
whereby
challenges
supporting each
Western
other state's
political
product
control
and
and will
strengthening
not
their
relent
policy
to
framework.
its pressures.
Therefore, they will achieve the consensus together. The second recommendation to resolve the terrorism international relation between Iran and United States is United Nations should strengthening the global counter through terrorism strategy. There was an issue that Iran is still a major source of terrorism and warfare in the Middle East. The United States and Iran are recommended to develop a declaration and apply the terrorism strategy in order to prevent Iran from spreading the terrorism broadly to the world. It is for the purpose for human rights protection. The advantage of this recommendation is Iran population in supporting terrorism can be slowed down and delayed. Thus, the populations of people in supporting terrorism can be decreased due to the declaration that has been agreed before. The terrorism also can be abolished gradually. The third recommendation in order to overcome the nuclear program issue is attempting to find the final agreement that fixes the problem. Both states are required to follow the negotiation step. In face of implementation process to be developed jointly by the two states, United States and the international community could decide that the Iranian regime implement its commitment under this agreement and restore the confidence of the international community in its compliance with the Non-Proliferation Treaty NPT obligation. The United States can offer Iran assistance in conducting a genuinely peaceful civilian nuclear power program through diplomatic, financial, and engineering support. Hence, it can create a practical way to implement agreement to resolve a nuclear issue.
Last but not least, it is beneficial since it would provide chance for communication between the world community, the Iranian people and other Iranian constituency, and potentially promoting Iran political, social, economic and openness.